So what is entrepreneurship, innovation, and as a technical students. Okay, so how this entrepreneurship and innovation is going to work for you as a career opportunity, how it is going to be a career opportunity. So before that, we are going to look few slides on what is entrepreneurship and innovation. Okay, so here I'm going to talk only about 3 topics. What is entrepreneurship, innovation, and your career opportunities. Okay, so who's an entrepreneur? So can I say, is it you an entrepreneur? So how you wanted to become an entrepreneur? Okay, so yeah, entrepreneur, who we can say as an entrepreneur is the person who's going to start a business. Okay, so can I say business person as an entrepreneur, or the person who starts an enterprise? Okay, business or a firm. Then the process of action when entrepreneur undertakes an entrepreneurship. That is, we'll be terming that enterprise. Okay, we are going to have an enterprise. It is nothing but, so you're going to build something from nothing. So can you say a business person as an entrepreneur? So what makes a difference between a business person and an entrepreneur? So we'll be looking out into it. Okay, so we have to ask, so what is that? Okay, why we have to start? Then, so here are some famous entrepreneurs. Can you see the screen, the famous entrepreneurs? So we are having out, who is Jeff Bezos? So will I be able to get interaction for the students? Will the students be able to answer me? So do you have mic so that it can be circulated with the students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, or anyone can take a volunteer, and I need some interaction so that it will be better. So I have given a logo here. Are you able to see a logo, right? Okay. So Jeff Bezos. So he is the founder of Amazon. Okay. So have you heard about Oprah? So Oprah is who's going to make the talk shows. So she's very famous for the talk shows for more than 20 years. So now we are having in our channel, so many talk shows are going on, isn't it? All live shows, talk shows are going on. So she is very famous, American Black, who's doing out a very good talk shows. And you must be knowing about the Facebook founder, okay? Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, so here, what is going to make difference between a business person and an entrepreneur? Okay, so what makes the difference? So whom you'll be terming as a businessman and whom you're going to term it as a entrepreneur. So here I'll have one question. So you're going to identify the entrepreneur. Okay, so I'm going to show you a list of phrases. You're going to identify who's going to be an entrepreneur, and we are going to state the reason why. Okay, the owner of the provision store or a petty shop. So you might be seeing so many. Now we are having out like so many shops nearby, isn't it? So provision stores are there. Okay, retail stores are there. You are able to see so many stores nearby where you go and buy your provisions or something. Okay, some petty shops. So where you can go and buy some stationeries, or if you're going to drink some juice. Okay, so the owner of the provision store or the petty shop, will you term him as a entrepreneur? Can I have an answer? So I just wanted you to identify who's an entrepreneur and who's going to be a businessman. Yes? Any student, volunteer, so you can have your mic, and so I'll be able to know what I am telling you are able to hear. Anyone can come and sit near the mic or something. You can have your hand mic. You can. I hope you got the facilities. You can. Is it Ajit Singh? Okay. So you just think, okay, the owner of a provision store or a petty shop, will you term him as an entrepreneur? Okay. Then a 10-year boy who's going to sell sundal in the beach. So you might be, so if you are a Chennai people, you might be knowing about the beach. So where you will get nice sundal. Okay. So the person who's going to sell sundal, so will you be terming him as an entrepreneur? A mechanic having its own workshop. Can you term him as an entrepreneur? Sundar Pichai, CEO of a Google. You might be knowing him very well. Okay, is he an entrepreneur? Balaji Sadagopan and Sadik. So who is the founder of Chai King? Mukesh Ambani. So who is the chairman and managing director of Reliance Group? Okay, so can you say who is going to be an entrepreneur here? The first person, the owner of a provision or store or a petty shop. So he is going to be like, yeah, so what his father, what his ancestor was doing, he can do that. Or he is going to mimic, or he is going to copy some idea, and that he is going to have it here. Okay, so he is going to be a very good business person, though he is going to own, who is going to be the owner of the shop. Okay, so he is not having any inventions. Okay, any new things is not missing. So if he is going to make any innovations in the provision stores itself, we can make many innovations. Okay, can you say what are the innovations, what we can do it in the provision store? What is going to be a big deal in doing out the innovation? So what kind of innovation we can do? So what is the difficulty you're facing when you go to the provision store? So you can just say, okay, your faculty will be there to hear me. See, you're going to just sit and listen. It will be only a one-way interaction. So I'll be keep on talking. I don't know how much it is going to, or what you people know. So what I'm asking is this. Do you have a provision, ma'am? Is my screen visible? Are you able to see my screen? Yes. Is my screen visible? Are you able to see my screen? Okay. So here is
screen is visible.
you can answer.
Screen is visible.
Good. Okay, no problem. No problem. I'll say. So, right. See, we are having all this kind of provision store from our olden days. Okay. So if you are going to start a provision store, you are going to mimic. That is, you are going to copy the same kind of model. So what the others are running, and you are going to have that provision store. Okay. So you can even bring some innovation. What kind of innovations you can bring out in a petty shop or a provision store? So for that, so you are going to be a customer. So what are the difficulties you are going to face as a customer? So you have to identify, and through your technology, you can give the solutions. Now, all the provision stores, if you're going to see a 3 decades or 4 decades before, so we have to go to the shop, okay, they will be folding it in a paper, okay, and they will be giving, we have to buy, we have to stand and we have to give the list, we are getting it out. Okay, later it has been modified to the supermarkets. We are having got a kind of supermarkets where we can go and pick and we can do the billing. Okay, still, if some of the shops, if you are going to give stand in the supermarkets also, we have to go for a long queue. We have to stand in a long queue. How can we overcome that queue? So what kind of technology can be used so that there is no need for me to stand in a queue? And the next option is going to be our online shopping. Okay, so whatever we want, so we are going to make it as an online. We are going to order the product and we are going to get it as an online shopping. Okay, so these are what are the innovations happening in the provision store. So, but when you are going to say the owner of your provision store or a petty shop is going to be a pure business person. Okay, then a 10-year boy selling sundal in the beach. So he is not an entrepreneur. He is not a business person. So he is going to be a salesperson. He is going to sell something. Okay. Then a mechanic having its own workshop. The mechanic, so he is having out the own workshop. He is having out his own ideas to repair, or if he is having out some innovations in the existing methods, so we can say he can be an entrepreneur. Okay. And Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google. So is he an entrepreneur? Who is the founder of Google? Larry Page, and the co-founder. Okay. So Sundar Pichai is an employee there. Okay. So he can give so many ideas. So he is a technical person. He is a technical person who can be treated as an intrapreneur. Okay. So he is not an entrepreneur. He is not the founder. So he is a CEO of the Google. Okay. So he is not an entrepreneur. Then Balaji Saragopan and Sadiq. So who found the Chai King? So you might be heard about this Chai King. Okay. So this Chai King, okay, they are giving out so many, what is the innovation what they made in the Chai King is, so if you're going to order online, okay, so within some radius, so they will be able to provide. So they have made a flask. Okay. They have made a flask. You might be seeing out some people, they'll be getting tea in some plastic covers. Okay, so it was very difficult to, otherwise we have to carry our flask or something to get the tea. So here they have found the difficulty in, so I cannot always carry the flask. So if I wanted to, if I'm having a sudden, some invitees for my room, okay, if I wanted to provide them chai or tea, so I can order from the Chai King, so where I can get it. Okay, the heat is going to be maintained, the flavor is going to be maintained, and they're having out so many flavors, hibiscus tea, then ginger tea. So many kinds of teas also we will be able to find, whether I want the sugar or whether I want honey or whether I want natu chakkare. Okay, so that was the invention, which is going to make the people problem is going to be made it as an easy. Okay, so this will be terming it as an empathy. Okay, so in the design thinking process, we'll be terming it as an empathy. So what does empathy mean? So we have to be in the shoes of the customer and we have to see the problem in terms of the customer. So we have to be as a customer. So if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to find something, so I have to be a customer and I have to identify all the difficulties. Okay, so that's how the Chai King is very, very famous. The name is Chai. Okay, but if you're going to look into the South India, so in South India, so many are coffee lovers. Okay, many are coffee lovers, but still they are also providing nice filter coffee is also going to be provided by the Chai King. So what happens is they are now, they have started in Chennai. Slowly they have got some, so many outlets in Chennai itself. Nearly 40 outlets are there in Chennai. And now they wanted to take it to North. Okay, they have given the patent for the flask, what they have done. Okay, that is a new thing what they have found. We can go for patent. That is going to be IPR. Okay, intellectual property right. So if you are having any innovation or if you are going to have any new idea, you can register for the patent. Okay, we'll be having another session. If required, I can say about what is IPR. Mukesh Ambani. Okay, the chairman and managing director of Reliance Group. So if you are going to take his father, he was the person who has started this company, but it has been taken by Mukesh Ambani. So he has made some many innovation, that is Reliance. Okay, so Jio. Okay, that in the telecommunication, he has brought some new innovations. Okay, so by this, he is going to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so you might be knowing all the difference between the business person and the entrepreneur. Okay, so what is the advantage? So you are all so you people are going to be the engineers. Okay, so after completing your final year, so you will be going for the placement. You wanted to get placed in a very good company, and you have to work as an employee, which is very good. But so if you are going to think, so in Tamil Nadu itself, per year, more than 4 lakhs engineers are coming out. Okay, so will I be able to provide the job for all the people, for all the students? Will I be, that is relevant job. So if you are going to be in the rubber and plastic technology, are you placed in the core industry? If you are going to do aeronautics, are you placed in the core industry? If you are going, you people have been into the artificial and intelligence. So what is your state? So after completing your engineering, after 4 years of engineering, so will you be taking out the job relevant to artificial intelligence or data science, or what you are going to do? So that is going to be a very good big question mark. Am I right? Okay. So here, so you will be learning. So when you're in the college, you can start your startup or venture capital, or you can gain the skills of your entrepreneurship. Okay. So what are the advantage of being an entrepreneur is? So you will be having all freedom. So whatever idea you have, you will be able to implement. Okay, so you have, so you are going to be the policy makers. Okay, so that is going to be you will be having all the freedom. So the sky is going to be the limit. So you can have a lot of creativity into your business. Okay, and moreover, you will be having all the personal satisfaction. What is the personal satisfaction is? So what you are doing is going to come out of your passion. Am I right? So it is going to be out of your passion. So passion is something which we will be doing out of our interest. No one need not push us. Okay. So if I like to play tennis every day, okay, if my passion is tennis, I can go and play tennis. No one need to push me out. Okay. So no parent, no one need to keep alarm. No one need to ask me to go and do this work. If you like some subjects, okay, so no need to push. So you can learn by yourself, right? So that gives you the personal satisfaction because it has been out of your passion only your things will be coming out. Okay, so you can choose your own teams. You can give employment. As I was talking, so more than 4 lakhs people are coming out. So will I be able to, you can provide the job for the people. So you are going to be the job providers. Okay, when you are going to provide the job, you can choose your own team. Okay, so you will be choosing your team. So you will be having all the freedom to choose your team. Okay, so they can be a like-minded person. So who are going to be with you. Okay, then it is going to give you a, that is society. Okay, in the society, so you are going to be an entrepreneur as well as you are going to help in the increase of the GDP of your country. Okay, gross domestic profit. So based on that only, the countries will be evaluated. What is the GDP? What is the turnover of a country? Okay, so you might be seeing 10 richest country in the world, 10 happiest country in the world. So all these are going to be based on the society. So I am happy to say that India today, India stands second place in the startup. So we are having so many startups in the, so many startups have been started up right from the year 2014. Okay, still then we were in the somewhere in the 68th place. Now we are second place in the startups. Okay, so we can make all our dreams into the reality. So whatever we dream for. So for example, Elon Musk. Have you heard about Elon Musk? Okay, he is very famous for the Tesla. He is going to famous for his SpaceX. Okay, he says that he's going to provide a tour to the space. Okay, and the Tesla car. Okay. So he has got all whatever we are going to dream, we can bring into the reality. So what are the major challenges for becoming an entrepreneur? So what is that is? So lack of knowledge of the business opportunity. So we are very good in the technical part. So we should know how to market it, how to, that is how to finance, how to maintain the finance, that is economics. So all these things are going to be lagging in us. So for that only we have to form a good team. Okay, that is good team of a like-minded people will be able to form. Then so most of us will be preferring for an employment, okay, than for the than becoming an entrepreneur. What is the reason is, so employment means we are not accountable. So we go work, we are going to get the salary for whatever the work we are going to get. Okay, so we'll be working to 100%, but the profit what we are going to get is going to be in a form of a salary. Okay, so you don't think that you will be paid. Okay, so most of the time your parents, okay, so parents, your relatives, they'll be saying, you don't start for a business. Okay, so initially, so there is a lot of risk in starting out the business. We cannot say that everything is going to be successful. So what, for the students, we are giving out the opportunity. You select your idea. You select your idea. Okay, so what you want it to be. Okay, even during your college days itself, so you will be provided with your seed money, initial money, what you need. You will be having all the space to work. That is incubate. You can incubate your product. So it can grow along with your degree. So when you're in the second year, if you're going to register, so whatever the mistakes, what we are going, so many, all the things we'll be learning out only by the mistakes. So whatever the mistakes we are going to do, so those mistakes can be rectified during your college days itself. So that is going to be termed as a venture. So we are going to have the venture. Then, so when you rectify all the mistakes, when it is ready to release as a product, you can go out with a startup along with your BE degree. So when you go out, you can go as a startup. Okay, CEO of a startup. Okay, doesn't it sound good? Okay, so if you make any mistakes also, it can be rectified during your college days itself. So what we keep on insisting students to start their venture capital. So here we are going to have some financial constraints. I totally agree that. So who is going to support with the finance? Your parent doesn't say, okay, it is going to have a lot of risk. I cannot say. So here, so we are having out so many funding agencies, so many investors are there to fund your ideas. So only thing is you have to come with an idea and the model, how it is going to be done. Okay. So we will be providing the seed. Seed money will be provided for you. Okay. The government of India is supporting. So in Chennai, if you are going to see your EDI is going to Entrepreneurship Development, Innovation and Institute, which is under MSME. It is giving finance up to some crores also it is going to be provided. Okay, your Startup India, Make in India, AICTE, MHRD. So many organizations are there to help you in funding out the finance. Okay, so you need not worry about the finance. So, so if you're going to take Startup India, if you're going to take some 10 crores of money, so you can pay after 10 years. Sorry, after 5 years, you can pay the returns. So you're having out so many facilities. Mostly you will be having out the first disapproval is going to be from your family members. Your parents doesn't support. So you study, you go for a job. That will be the insistence from the parents. So you have to overcome all these things. And the skill training and the guidance, even we provide the guidance, and that is mentoring in a form of a mentoring with your alumnus, with some CEO startups also will be there to mentoring with the trainers. Okay. So now I want you people to identify the problem. The thing is you're not able to reciprocate. Okay, just you can think about the problems. You can select any one domain and you just identify any two problems which you have seen in this areas. So if you're going to take agriculture, or if you're going to take water, you can take any one of the domain, any one of, so everyone, I want everyone to select one domain. Okay. And you have to identify any two problems. So if you're having your notebook, you can write it in the notebook. So what are the problems will be? I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes just to think over it. You select your own domain. So whichever you're interested. Okay. Whichever you're interested, you select your domain. So I need any one of you to come to the mic and I want you to speak. Can anyone come? Can anyone be a volunteer? Students?
In agri domain, ma'am.
Enama?
Agricultural domain.
Okay, agriculture domain. So what are the problems you are seeing in the agriculture domain?
Scarcity of water.
Scarcity of water.
Equipments are not available.
What kind of equipments you are expecting?
For proper irrigation and knowledge about fertilizers, etc.
Knowledge about the fertilizer, proper irrigation, about the soil, right? So what kind of plants it can grow, we can grow. Okay, so these are some of the problem what you have identified in the agriculture. Am I right? So water scarcity. So how can this problem can be addressed? Water scarcity. Okay, so we have enough of rainfall. So how are you going to store? So you can come out with an idea. You can come out with an idea. Okay, and how the water, that is now we are having something like dip irrigation. So where the amount what is required. So you people are artificial intelligence students. Okay, so you might be knowing about IoT. Okay, Internet of Things. Okay, so with a sensor, I can measure what is the kind of your soil. What is the kind of your soil? What is type of the soil? What crop can grow? What is going to be the quality of the seeds? Everything can be measured technically. Okay, so you have to anticipate, you have to see, you have to predict what is the rainfall. How can I store the groundwater? Okay, groundwater, how can I increase the ground level water? Okay, so these things technically you can give the solution. So these are the prevailing problems in the agriculture. And one more important problem is going to be, so if you're going to see in the news today and yesterday also, you might be seeing out. So a lot of tomatoes has been grown. So 1 kg tomatoes, they are taking it only for 5 rupees or less than 5 rupees they are asking. So they are saying out the harvest, that the amount they are spending for harvest itself, they are not getting it for selling out the product. Just imagine the farmer is spending nearly 3 months to grow the tomatoes, but this tomato cost, what they are going to give it is going to be less than 5 rupees. But when it comes to the market, we are paying today, it is going to be around 20 rupees we are paying on. Okay, so the person who's working for that, he's giving. So we have got so many methods like direct marketing, but the farmer cannot involve himself as a direct marketing. Okay, he cannot. So his job is he is going to work in a field and is going to give the yield. Okay, tomato is a yield. Okay, so when there is a surplus amount of tomatoes, how can we store it? Okay, now we are having out in a form of puree. Okay, tomatoes have been converted into some juice, purees and all they are making out when there is a surplus amount. But who's going to fix? But they are going to give it only for kg 5 rupees, less than 5 rupees. Okay. So this is the problem. So how can we provide? So in a village or where we are harvesting the tomatoes, so we can fix the rate by you can go for some cold storage process. We can save so for that, how the facilities should be there, how facilities should be given. Okay, so that we can check it out. Okay, how you can improve the water scarcity in that place, how we can, so you are going for some design. So you can become a designer. So who's going to talk about, so wherever you're going to have the water scarcity, how can you improve the ground level water? Okay, or if some water, if I wanted to pipe it through some other place, how it can be done. So you can identify and so you are going to give the solution for the problems. Okay, so any other domain, one more domain. One more domain we can have.
We also face a lot of problems in traffic domain also, ma'am. Like there's no proper management and like we won't have a lot of policemen standing in on the traffic signals to manage the traffic and all.
So we cannot expect in all the places the traffic police should be there. But in the prime area, the traffic polices will be there. Okay, so how we are going to regulate the traffic? So now the November and December we'll be facing the roads are very worst, isn't it? The roads are very worst in Chennai. If you're going to take Chennai or place, okay, so that is also one of the reason for the traffic. Okay, how can we regulate the traffic? Okay, so one is you should have a proper roadways. Okay, the roadways. So whenever so there is wear and tear of the roads. Okay, so whenever we are having all the path holes in the road, so I should be able to identify. So your technology. Okay, you can have your technology so that if it can be through a drone, it can be through some cameras. It has to capture the roads. Okay, so wherever there is some holes, so it should be automatically, the road should be laid. It is something like a magic. Okay, what I'm telling now is going to be a magic. Is it possible through the technology? So we are doing so many things. I am at MIT, I'm able to speak, which is going to be brought at Kavarapete at RMK College. We are able to hear, isn't it? Right? So many things, what we are dreaming, what is going to be like a dream, what is going to be like a magic, it can happen through the technology. It can happen through the technology. So you see your roadways, okay, in the road. So wherever you're going to have path holes or holes, okay, if the road is not proper, okay, you have to identify that road, what is the problem in the road, and automatic roadway should be laid. How? So that is a problem. The problem is given to you. So now what you have to do is how the solution. You have to find the solution through the technology what you're learning. Okay. How can you regulate the traffic? So do you need the traffic police in every signal? Whether you need the signal. So you identify where the traffic is there, where the accidents are more. Okay. Instead of a traffic police, why can't we have some in a form of VR, that is virtual reality or augmented reality. So we can mimic a police or we can mimic a traffic police. We can make them stand. Okay, so that we'll have a view that person is standing. Who can regulate the traffic? Okay, that is how using your augmented reality. Okay, now the new topic is going to be about the you are having virtual reality. You are having an augmented reality, something like parallel reality. Have you heard about parallel reality? Okay, so today you go and surf, you go check it out in the Google, what is parallel reality. So as you people are artificial intelligence students, so here in the future, we'll be having something called no code, N-O, no code. What is no code? Very less amount of codes only will be used for all the devices. So because of IoT, so you know what is Internet of Things, all the components are going to be integrated. All the components. So we'll be terming in term. So we are going to say that as a smart, like a smartphone, smartwatch. Okay. So our life is also becoming smart. Okay, with all the interconnectivity of the things. Okay, so for that process to happen, okay, so we'll be having something called no code. You can go and surf. Today you'll be surfing. You are going to know about what is no code and about the parallel reality. So if you are going to select each and every domain, so everyone, so each and everyone will have your own passion. So if I have shown this, so very few domains I have shown. So many of you, some will be interested in education. So how can I improve the education system? Okay, so what all the problems you are having out in the education system? How can we set right that? There are people who are interested in tourism, who like to travel. Some, they will be interested in environment. So in each and every domain are your day-to-day life. If you're going to look into your day-to-day life, right from the morning you're getting up from the bed to the time you go to your bed. Okay, so we are having around, so if you're going to get up at 6 o'clock and if you're going to go to your bed by 10 o'clock, so this time, okay, so you keep on seeing out, so what are the problems you are having out? So okay, you don't leave with the problems, you find a problem, you have to give the solution to the problem. Okay, okay, so for that, you should have the characteristics like an empathy. Be as a customer and you have to look into the problem of others. Okay. So can you say some of any problem what you are facing from the time you get up from the bed to the going to the bed? Any problem. It can be coming to college. It can be learning. It can be studying. Any problem? Quick. No?
When we come to college, we'll have a problem with traffic in the morning, and the same thing when we go back home also.
When you come to the college, you have the problem of
Traffic.
traffic. Okay. Okay. So you feel that, okay. So for example, at 8 o'clock, if you wanted to write your test, so because of the traffic, if you're not able to reach the college in time, okay, you'll be missing your assessment, right? So that is a problem. So have you ever thought any solution for that problem? No, right? So we live with the problems. We are going to live with the problems. Okay. So this is where an employee and an employer, that is entrepreneur, they are going to make the difference. It can be a small problems. As I was talking about the chai king. Okay, so this Sadik, he faced the problem. If you're going to take, how did we get you a Google map? They are having a map, isn't it? Gmap, Google map. Every mobile is having a Gmap. So we are using it to reach any nook and corner of the world. We'll be able to move around. Okay, so this was a problem faced by Sundar Pichai, Google. Okay, so he made this happen. Okay. So this is what is the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. So I have talked more about this. Okay, an entrepreneur, so he has to start this business on its own idea or the concept. So the provision store, he is a business person who's going to existing idea or the concept he is going to have. Okay, so he will be focusing on everywhere we need the cooperation, and businessman will be, he is following, it is going to be a traditional method. Entrepreneur is going to be an innovative or the revolutionary. So the provision store itself, so if it is going to be made, so I can go inside the provision store, whatever product I want. The problem in the supermarket is I have to stand in a queue to pay my bill. So instead, so when I'm going to put it into my mart, so automatically it should give the total and I can pay it, or the trolley itself can have a swipe card so that I can swipe and I can take the products. Okay, so that are all going to be the innovation. So what is the problem? So standing in a queue, how can I overcome that? You give an idea. Okay, you can design a trolley. You can design a trolley. So automatically when I'm going to put the product into the trolley, so it has to, you should have a scanner. It is going to scan and it is going to give you the bill, and automatically it can be detected from your account. Okay, but your entrepreneur, he has to take a risk, whether it is going to be accepted by the people, whether it is going to, whether we'll be having all the customer. Okay, so that is more important. Okay, now we'll get into the topic called innovation. So invention is different from innovation. Okay, so invention is something I'm going to invent, okay, which is going to be in a laboratory scale, laboratory level. Okay, so when it is going to be got into the market, when it is going to be materialized, so we'll be terming it as an innovation. So innovation is the process of creating something new. Okay, something new you're going to create. So for example, so you people were telling that traffic is one of the problem we are having on. Okay, we keep talking about it. So if you are going to give the solution, a new solutions, how can the new solutions can be given? Okay, so I can have something like a drone. Okay, a person can be carried by a drone. Passenger is carried by a drone. So I'll, from my home, it is going to pick me, and to the destination, it is going to drop me. Yeah. So how can I overcome the traffic? Or my car can be designed in such a way. So whenever there is a traffic, whenever I'm going to meet a deadlock, my car can lift and I can fly to the destination, or some other, to some extent I can fly. Or I myself can have a wings, I can fly. You are going to think in that way. Okay, so now when I'm talking, it is going to be like a magic. Ma'am, will it happen? It can, it will. Right? Okay. So if you're going to see, these are some of the innovations. Okay, that is a new idea. So which has come out of your problem. Okay, so we can have something like, so daily I have to iron my shirts. Okay, daily morning I have to iron, or every week I have to keep iron, and I have to keep my dress. So instead, we are having something called wrinkle-free suits. Okay, so in Africa, that is in Cape Town. The Cape Town, that was the first country which lost us underground water. There is no water. Okay, so using of this opportunity, so this is going to be a problem for the people there. Okay, the Nike has taken out this as an opportunity, and they have given you new t-shirts. Okay, new t-shirts has been designed so that there is no need to wash the t-shirt because it is made of that material. Okay, so entrepreneurs seek for the opportunities from the problem. So we had the COVID. Am I right? So we had a pandemic period. So during the pandemic period, everything has been shut down, but education was continued in online mode. How was it possible? Through this medias. Okay, through the Zoom meeting, we had Google Meet. So many platforms has been developed during the pandemic, and your examinations has also been conducted like your proctors. Okay, and teachers started. So now what we are having is a kind of online, isn't it? So as teachers started doing out their presentations, they started giving out the lecture through the video conferencing mode. Okay, so these things, if you are going to say before 2020, so many were not aware of this, and we were not been using of this technology to that extent. So that was a problem. Pandemic was a problem. So how this they have taken as an opportunity, how the entrepreneurs, they have seen it as a problem, and how the solutions has been given. Okay, so if you're going to take your Netflix, okay, so in the earlier days, we have been having something like a video rental. So we have to go and get the cassette. We'll be owning for a day. We have to pay the rental. So all these things has been your DVD, all these things has been slashed down with your Netflix. Okay, then you can see something like a smoke-free tower in Rotterdam. Rotterdam is in Netherlands. Okay, there will be a lot of smoke. That is smog. That is smog in the sense like a frog. Okay, so they have built a tower like this, that is a pollution vacuum. So what this tower does is, it is going to collect, it is going to bring all the air, it is going to purify, and to that circle, the air is going to be cleansed. Okay, so it is going to be a giant pollution vacuum that cleans, can you see, 30,000 cubic meters of air per hour, and uses the smog collector to create the smog-free ring. Okay, so these are the innovations. Okay, these are the innovations. How the innovations has come out? It has come out because of from the existing problem. Okay, we are going to have it from the existing problem. Okay, so there are so many types of innovations. So it can be a product or the service. So it doesn't mean that entrepreneurs can give it in a form of a product. No, the service also. You can give it out in the form of a service. Now, service oriented are earning better than the product oriented. So if you're going to see, your Zomato is going to be a service oriented, the Chai King. Okay, so many, that is Ola cars, Uber cars. So they're all giving out the kind of services. Okay, the kind of service, that is the innovation. Okay, so they will be creating a new product, or it can be a service, or it can be a product feature, any feature of a product. Okay, so if this is going to be a gum bottle, okay, this is going to be a Fevistick, every one of you will be knowing what. So I have to open, I have to use. So how much based on the paper, based on the material. So if this is going to be automated, okay, so I'll be using only so much of gum for that paper. It is going to be based on the type of paper. If it's going to be A4 sheet, how much layer I need. Okay, if it is going to be a cloth cover, okay, will I be able to stick with this? Or it can be a multi-purpose. Okay, so if I'm going to make the product feature of a product. So now you are able to see a water bottle here. Okay, so this water bottle I have to open and I have to drink it. I have to drink water. So if I'm having some flip like this, so I can open it here. I can just flip top, I can drink the water. If it is going to be a child, I'm going to give you a straw. So whatever the features, whatever I'm going to add it. Okay, so that is going to be a innovation. So now this is a pen. Okay, so this I'm using it as only a pen. So if this pen is provided with your camera, or if it is going to be with your mic, okay, so this itself I'll be able to use for video conferencing. So wherever I am, I'll be able to connect it. Okay, or it is going to show me the temperature. Okay, I can measure what is my blood pressure. So if this product is going to be made, okay, that is feature. This is a pen, and I can have a USB here. I can insert a USB and I'll be using it. I can have a USB dongle here. Bluetooth dongle. I'll be able to make it connection with the internet. So if I'm going to make, this is going to be a product feature. Okay, I'm going to add on. This is going to be an adding on. Okay, right? So we are having so many examples. So your smartphone, you know that it has got everything. Okay, right from your alarm clock, okay, your camera, your health check, everything is going to be there. Okay, that is going to be what type of innovation is going to be. The innovations can be made in the product or in the service. And another one is going to be a process innovation. Okay, so this is what is going to be done in the process. Okay, process is going to be made more efficient. Process in the sense, so if I'm going to have your manufacturing. So here the example given is assembly lines. Assembly lines means only one process, one person will be doing out. Then, so he keep on doing out and he'll be moving out to the next process. So you might be seeing out in the package industry. Okay, so I'll be having a chocolate manufacture. It comes, the chocolate cubes will come, okay, and it has to be wrapped. And the next person, he'll be only doing out the sealing. Next person will going to label it. So it is known as the assembly line process. Okay, the innovations can be brought in the process. Okay, how we are going to manufacture the products. Okay, then it is going to be on the business model. Okay, so how we are going to transform the business model. Okay, so in the business model, like your cabs, Ola, they have altered the existing business model and they have made it as a digitized model. So for example, the Uber. Okay, so the Uber, they have been having all the taxi services. So now we are having out, instead of taxis, even you can Rapido. Rapido is going to be for your two-wheelers, your Zomato, okay, Swiggy. So all the, then Dunzo. So if you forget anything, you can ask them to get it from the place where you are, isn't it? From your home to the place. So that is the Dunzo. So they are having a lot of services. So how we are going to pay for them? So this is going to be the business model innovation. So if you are going to take your Reliance, that is Jio. So when they came into the market, initially they said that it is going to be free. You can use it free, freebies. Okay. So we have started using it for 3 months. So when we have adapted to that, so next they made it as a payment model. It has made as a payment model. Like Uber and Ola, first ride is going to be a free ride, or they'll be saying out, you'll be having out some 80% discount. So they are making out, that is how they are going to promote their product. Okay, so that is going to be the business model, different business models. So different business will be having out the different models. Okay, so you might be seeing out. So when they wanted to market the product, they'll be saying out, if you are going to buy this product, you will be getting out this free. Okay, so they are going to attract the market, how they are going to sustain in the market. Okay, so these are some kinds of innovations. So how to be innovate in the modern world? Okay, how we are going to do the innovation. So you might be heard about creativity and the critical thinking. So I'd like to talk about this creativity and critical thinking. So your brain has got 2 lobes. So here you'll be having a creativity and the critical thinking. Okay, when these 2 things sync, that is how your innovations can happen. So you will be thinking of innovations. Many innovations can happen. Okay, so to innovate in the modern world, first you have to do the clarify. Okay, that is clarify in the sense you have to empathy. Okay, empathy is going to be the first stage of your design thinking. Okay, then from the problem what you have got, so agriculture, there is water scarcity in some region. So how can I give the solution? So you have to identify the ideation. You come with an ideation. Then for that you develop some prototypes. Okay, prototypes, and then you are going to implement it. So this is how your new product you will be getting from. Okay. So what makes the product very innovative? Okay. So it should be with, so when I'm going to innovate the product, so one way is by addressing the pain points of your customer. That is what is empathy. Okay. So what is the pain point of your customers? Okay. There are 2 types of pain points. Okay. You people said that traffic coming to college in time itself is going to be it is a problem because of the traffic. Okay. So unexpected traffic happens, or my roads are not proper. So this is going to be the problem. So does it have any solution? how can I give the solution? So for that, you have to be, if I'm a teacher, or so who's going to punish you? So for coming late. So if I'm traveling it, so I have to identify the solution, right? So for that, you have to think in two ways. That is explicit pain points and the latent pain points. Okay, so explicit pain points is the customers, they'll be knowing what it is. Okay, how can I define it very easily? Okay, so these are going to be the explicitly known pain points. So few pain points, it will not be known explicitly. So those pain points are going to be latent pain points. So this is the most challenging part for an entrepreneur. So you have to identify, okay, so you have to identify the more difficult thing to define. That is, you have to identify in a form of the user, okay, as a customer. Okay, sometimes the customer also will not be aware of that pain point. Okay, so you're going to give the solution. So if you are going to develop a web page, if your customer is coming and asking you to develop a web page means, so they will not be aware that they should need a login or the password. Explicitly, they will not be terming it. Okay, for in terms of a security, so if you want a security, so you have to have the registration, or you wanted to have the logins. Okay, it will not be explained explicitly. Okay, so and when you are going to develop any application, the customers, they will not be aware of the security. Okay, so as a developer, you have to pinpoint the security, and you have to include the security in your applications. Okay, so here I'm showing one product. So what is this product? Yeah, can you, any one of you guess? You're seeing a one age person. A bulb is drawn there. Okay, I'll share. Okay, so this is nothing but he is Arthur Fry. Okay, so who's has invented this post-it or sticky notes? You are using the sticky notes, isn't it? Okay, so this is the product which has come out on a bad idea. Okay, so you can go and Google this. So here, the sticky note, actually Arthur Fry, he wanted to form a gum which can stick very tightly. It has to stick very tightly. He has used some formula and he has formulated it. Later, what he found is it is not able to stick. But this failed product has become very famous as a post-it notes or the sticky notes. We are using out. So if you wanted to have any idea, so we'll be sticking out any reminder, we can stick it on your notes. Okay, so any idea, no idea is going to become waste. Okay, how we are going to project and how we are going to use it. So here, can you identify this? Dyson. So it is a fan, doesn't have a blade. Okay, but the fan, what he has invented, it does not be used. It is not welcomed by the customers. Customers didn't like this pattern. Okay, he said that it's very secure. The problem is it cannot give air for everywhere. This fan idea, it has converted into a vacuum cleaner. Later, this idea has been used during your pandemic as a ventilators. Okay, so these are some of the innovations. So you're able to use so many emojis, isn't it? This yellow color, okay, emojis. So these, as a simple drawing, it has given billions of turnover. Okay, you are able to see as a buttons, you are able to see as some, so in all that, it has become very famous in the digital world. Okay, these emojis with a tongue out, okay, which is going to show all the emotions. Okay, so this concept. Then have you heard about this ear muffler? Okay, so during this winter, we'll be using out this ear muffler. So when initially it came out, it was very costly in India. It was around 1,000 rupees. Okay, so later what they did is it has been remodified, and now we are getting it for 20 rupees or 30 rupees. You are able to get. So you are able to see the earbuds. Okay, here the earbuds is going to be used for different purpose. So you're able to see one stick, you are able to see a cotton. Okay, so this cotton is of different shape. For the different purpose, we are going to use this. Okay, so so how we are going to think, how we are going to take it out, how we are going to project is going to be the innovations. Okay, and government of India I was talking about. So in this new world, okay, it is not the big fish which is going to eat the small fish. So how fast you are going to run, okay, how fast you are going to innovate, how fast you are going to grab the opportunities for waiting, okay, how you are going to turn your ideas into the reality. Okay, so we are having got so many government sectors to help. There is Government of India, DST, Ministry of Science and Technology, Make in India, Startup India. So a lot of fundings is going to be given to them. Okay, so here you are going to see, we are all students. Okay, we are all students. So you're going to learn about yourself. First, you have to identify who you are. Okay, and then what is the job market, what are the career skills, and you will be narrowing down. So you're having so many job opportunities are there. So whether you wanted to grab the job, whatever has been listed out, or you wanted to start your own, whether you wanted to have your own industry, enterprise. Okay, so you can think about it. Okay, you can take one test, that is Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Personality Test. I will leave this PPT so you can learn. Okay, so what you have learned about yourself today. So we are going to make one analysis, what you have learned about yourself today. Okay, for that I wanted you to make one small analysis that is termed to be the SWOT analysis. If you have already done, it is okay. Otherwise, you identify, you make a self-assessment. Okay, I want you to make a self-assessment. So what are the strengths? What is the strength of you? Okay, so what is your personal internal strength that you can learn on to help you achieve your goal? So what is your goal? Whether you wanted to be, where you wanted to be. So whether you wanted to be an employee, so employee of which company you wanted to work. Okay, so what I have to learn. Okay, you set a small goal. So for that goal, will I be able to achieve the goal? So what is my personal strength? Okay, so if I design, if I plan, I will achieve it. I will do it. Without that, I will not go for sleep. Okay, so okay, so you identify your strength. What is your strength? And what are your weakness? So you identify your weakness and how this is, this weakness is not allowing you to achieve the goal. Okay, so everyone will set a goal. Okay, no doubt that everyone will be having a goal. This is what I have to be. This is what I have to be. I have to do. But your weakness, that is your laziness or something which is not driving you, it is going to, it will stop you for achieving your strength. Okay, then what are the opportunities you are having out? So in your college, in your home, with your neighbors. Okay, so what all the opportunities, how can you observe how can you grab the opportunities? What external opportunities like resources? It can be in a form of a resources. It can be in form of a people. It can be in a form of a training. Now you got a lot of online training courses. How can I use it? How I'm going to manage the time? Okay, you can make one activity sheet and you can keep on writing. For at least a week you do it. Okay, how I'm using my time. It's not time management, how I'm making out my activities, activity sheet. Then what are the threats I'm having out? So which is going to be an obstacle for achieving my goals. Okay, so this is going to be one short analysis about you, what you have to do it today. Okay, so I will stop here, students. I think it's already 12:10. So if you have any doubts, because I'm not able to complete fully. So this is what, how you have understood about what is an entrepreneurship, who is going to be an entrepreneur, how we are going to differentiate between an entrepreneur and a business person. Okay, then what is innovation? So innovation can happen in anything, a small level. It is not a very small level or big level. It is not a rocket science. So any ideas, what you are going to think, how you are going to bring out is going to be an innovation. Okay, so when you are going to have an idea, so go and you can go and register your idea. That will be termed as an intellectual property rights. Ma'am, idea. This is a very small idea. Why should I know? Nothing small or big. Okay, so any ideas, whatever you are having out, it is going to be new thing. You can go and patent it. Okay, then you understand yourself. You understand yourself and how you are going to convert this entrepreneurial skills, what you are having. So how we are going to make it as your career, how it is going to be convert, how it is going to give you a career opportunity. So many educators, they are having out many this online courses they are making out, and so many videos, YouTubers. There are many YouTubers who are earning. Okay, like you people, it's like from the students level itself, you'll be able to do that. So I would like to give one example. So what I have noticed in Delhi school, in a Delhi government school, this I have noticed in a Delhi government school. So when I visited the school, so I had a group of students. Okay, I had a group of students, 10 girls, they are doing out and they are earning more than 1 lakh in a month. Sometimes more than minimum, they are earning 1 lakh. How is it possible? This? So they are having out a team. Okay, in a team, they are working out. It is nothing but just an embroidery work. So they are making out the one person is doing out the design. Okay, designing. A group of people are doing out that embroidery work on the salwar, on the bedspreads, on the saris, they are making it out. And that is going to be marketed. Marketing, they're having one marketing team. Okay. They are having out the external affair team, internal affair team. They are having out the organization, they have made it out. And this is being done by the school students. And I even asked, what is the problem you're facing? So I asked you, isn't it? So what are the problems, day-to-day problems? So one girl student said that, ma'am, daily my mother is struggling out with the mixie jar. Okay, so many of us house will be having. So suddenly there will be, I cannot, the tube lights will go away. Okay, so you will not be able to repair the small, the tap leakage. Okay, so you will be an electrical engineer, but you will not be able to know how to fix a lamp, how to fix a light bulb, how to repair it. Okay, that is where we are lagging in the skill set. Okay, we are only theoretically, we are doing it out. Skill set, we are losing it out. Right? So she was telling me every day, my mother is having a problem with the mixie jar. Okay. So how can I repair? I can repair or I can give you a better product. So instead of mixie, whether I have to use the normal mixie, why can't you think in a different way? How can I think in a different way for grinding? Okay. So these are going to help you in the innovation. In the day-to-day life, whatever the problems you are having out, so you give the solution to that problem. So that itself is going to be a biggest innovation. So that itself will lead you for your entrepreneur. Okay, students. So this, the training, the skill set, what you're learning during the college days, okay, it will be helping out in your future. I'm not telling out that immediately after your college days, you are going to become an entrepreneur. No, you work. Okay, you work in your company. You gain the experience. Then you can go for starting your own organization. Okay, so by starting your own enterprise, so you're going to uplift India. Okay, India GDP is going to be increased. Okay, so we would like to see India is going to be one of the best place to learn, best place to live, and the richest country in the world. So it is all in your hands. Okay, it is all in the hands of the students who's going to make this dream true. Okay, students. So I really miss some of the interaction. So it would have been nice that if it is going to be the physical mode of, if it was a physical mode, I think it would have been much better. Okay, I was not able to get interaction from the students. It's okay. So let me see if I have any opportunity. I'll meet you people. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I thank Dr.S.Neelavathi Pari, Deputy Director, Center of Entrepreneurship Development, Anna University, MIT campus, for accepting our invitation and giving a talk on entrepreneurship and overcoming problems in entrepreneurship. I think the students of AML will be really found this useful, ma'am. And I need to thank Dr. Anita, HOD of AML, Mrs. Remia Rosman, Mrs. Badi Alakia for making this event successful. And I also thank our students of AML department for making this event successful. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you and all the best, students.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay. Can I take a leave?
Yes, ma'am.